Rugby, thank you everybody for being here.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's matchup at the SLUH Tournament. This is the second varsity game today. Salette will be facing off against St. James Academy. I am Elijah Hall, and I'm here today with Father Carlisle. Father, how are you today?
Still doing well, Eli. Enjoyed the freshman-sophomore win over on the other field, which hopefully you were able to watch. They really flashed some skill over there. I think it was generally a good showing. And here we are back with the PA announcer, who's nice and loud.
Yeah.
He's finishing up the pregame prayer right now.
And for all those who are wondering what the outcome of the freshman-sophomore game was, Ian Fahey got the final score. It was 58-0. La Salette win.
Thank you, Ian Fahey. Yeah, so the freshman-sophomore with a strong showing, and La Salette varsity looking to get in the win column today against the St. James team, who's out of Kansas City. They're actually they're an offshoot of St. Thomas Aquinas, if I understand correctly. A number of years ago, St. Thomas Aquinas got too big, and then St. James kind of began. So they're a young program. They were not very good at first. They worked up to being pretty decent last year. I was talking with some St. Thomas Aquinas players, and they said they lost a few of them. They told me that we should be able to handle them, but we'll see. At the very least, they won't be of the caliber of St. Thomas Aquinas, unfortunately.
Also on this St. James team, we have some St. Vincent's brethren for all those Kansas City people. Number 12, George Spencer. He is a sophomore. Number 9 is Thomas Stiegel. He is also a sophomore. And if I remember correctly, Charles Green is also on this team, but I do not know what number he is.
All right, so a little brotherly conflict here, little family feud. Very
Charles
nice.
Prather is also on the varsity team. He went to school with these guys, George and Tom, and Charles Green for a bit, so he knows them well. Same thing with Gerard Nienaber.
St. James will be kicking off to La Salette.
All right, so looking at the La Salette lineup here, it looks like
red and white jerseys.
a couple of changes. Looks like, is that Lewis Dittman I see out there? I think so.
I think that, yeah, it's Lewis Dittman. Right at the 20.
It looks like Charles Prather is not playing this game. He took a nasty shot to his thigh, so he's got a bit of a bruise he's working on there. So remember, these are still development games. They don't strictly count for anything, and we're really looking to, you see even with the lineups, we move a lot of guys into a lot of different positions. As Lewis Dittman goes to work, apparently
he's cooking.
Can't bring him down. Offloads to Peter A., who does not offload. To secure the ruck. Out it comes. Lewis Dittman outside, and we're off to the races.
Gabe Staffke takes it in. Looking for an offload, nobody there. Good quick work by Lewis Dittman. Here we have Liam Betts pass out to Peter A. To Eamon Martin, out to Marcelo Feva 13. Looking for some speed there. Gerard Nienaber takes it down. I think Gerard Nienaber is also one of the only players who has not switched a position yet this season.
Simmons almost gets free. There's a little bit of sloppy rucking there.
He's actually at the right
out to Ta. The Bents. And Dittman knocks it on.
Turnover by La Salette, but the referee was playing advantage all the way back to about the 10-yard marker.
We have offsides on St. James.
This offsides call, we have the same referee as we did against St. Thomas Aquinas, and we all know that he now likes to call those offsides. He can see that very well.
Yeah, I spoke with him also in between games. Donald Taylor, he's the treasurer of the Carfu Referee Association. And he told me that, he said both teams, he said it was a good challenge, that both teams were so quick to the ball, St. Thomas Aquinas and La Salette. And he said La Salette maybe was a little bit too eager sometimes with the poach, not not releasing the tackle player before they go in for it. But honestly, from the coaching side of things, I would rather be over aggressive and force the ref to make that call rather than playing passively. One of the things I didn't want to bring up, we talked about it last game, but La Salette's their poaching was excellent, and it really is what kept that game so close, I think. But their tackling, it wasn't so great. Even when they didn't give up a lot of broken tackles, they always got the guy down, but it was only after 5 or 10 yards, of progress from especially St. Thomas's forward. So we'd like to see La Salette stiffen up that defense here in this game against St. James.
Indeed. And it looks like we have George Spencer going off and subbing in another St. James player. And time is back on.
Quick tap, going straight
McQuillan takes it in hard.
trying to jam it in.
Now there's a long line of forwards just looking to rumble it in for the try. And they get it. Pita Ikechuku Agbapu with a try. I think this is his first varsity try, and a good one too.
Yeah, very good job by the forwards. Once you get down in that 5-meter area, you just pound it. All you need to get is about 6 inches per run, and eventually you'll be in as long as you don't turn it over. Very well executed. As
we saw against St. Ignatius, St. Ignatius is extremely disciplined when they're right on the line. They were probably one foot from the try line, and all they did was they got the ball and cut to ground right away, so La Salette had no chance of taking it. And 12 phases later, they got the try finally after about a minute of just patience.
It was just a machine. It was just inevitable.
Rugby is 5 points for a try, 2 points for the conversion.
Looks like Connor Hanlon is taking the kicks here. Going into the wind, but able to be decently close. It's deceptive playing on a football field because you have to add 10 yards for the yardage for the kick. So usually the rugby posts are at the front of the try zone, but when you play on a football field, the try zone is the end zone. So the posts are at the back.
Kick slips outside.
That was the wind.
It was the wind.
We have a score of La Salette 5, St. James 0. St. James will kick off.
Speaking of those tackles that we'd like to see coming into today's action, our top 2 tacklers by tackle percentage is William Fitzpatrick at 96%. He's got 23 tackles and 1 missed tackle. Just excellent tackling from him. And then also among the forwards, Tobias McQuillan, 23 tackles, 28 tackles, with only 3 missed tackles for 90%.
Old Toby.
And the overall leading tackler, even after missing this morning's game, is Lewis Dittman with 42 tackles.
Insane.
There he goes. Lewis gathers it, offloads to Braden. He's working the sideline, and he doesn't stay in bounds. It's really an important when teams want to go to that next level. One of the things that has to happen is the individual player's awareness of what's going on in the field, and something as simple as there's so much so much aggression and action, and everything's bodies are flying around, and you can not even know where you are in the field, and try to get another 2 or 3 yards and get taken out of bounds instead of just going to ground and staying in bounds, which is what Braden did there. You'd like to see him know to go to ground and stay in. But nonetheless, Kenny Simmons off of not the best throw from St. James. Kenny Simmons steals it, and the ball's coming out to the backs. Here we go. Bentz with the chip.
Chips over. Fullback. Back play catch.
Can't really follow with the tackle, but Lewis Dittman gets in there.
Yeah, Lewis is the team's best tackler.
Penalty.
Eli, did you see who had that poach?
No, I did not.
Oh, someone got it, and Bentz is going to take us to touch here, as we talked about in the last game. Move the yardage down.
And the boot.
You see Gordon Bornos running touch over there. He marks it right around the 22. And it will be La Salette's throw in. We'll see what they cook up here on the lineouts. So forward, we have some lineup adjustments, it looks like here. Looks like we got Marcel out on the wing. Is that, I don't know, Marcel's at 13. Is that, well, they're setting up for a set piece here, so it's tough to tell. But we've got Connor, Eamon, and Marcel in some position in the back. And then Gabe and Lewis. Oh, Nick Kellerman takes it.
Good hands by Nick.
Get it poached. Good.
And a good clear by Peter Agbat Brown to follow it up.
Here it comes to the backs. Bence cuts in. He needs the support. Yeah, Benson's done a very good job today in his first time at
doing a good job keeping the ball alive.
at fly half, but you'd like to see him maybe get the ball out a little quicker and take it into contact a little bit less. The release.
Number 8 was pulled into touch.
And what did we just talk about, Eli? When you're on the sideline, you got to stay in bounds. It's more important to stay in bounds than it is to get meters.
The ball into touch. So we have a line out.
Titus Marshall looks like he did try to stay in bounds. He was pushing back towards the middle of the field, but then multiple St. James players went to.
Kind of a strange throw in there. It went off the back of Toby's head.
Ball was not thrown in straight. It has to go down the tunnel between the two teams. The ball is not.
Don't see that every day.
As you see the announcer explaining, the PA announcer, that the ball has to go straight down the what's called the tunnel between the two lines. And when it doesn't, the other team has their choice of either a scrum or a line out. Looks like La Salette's going with the scrum here because it's a bit more secure. The lineouts have been a little shaky, as we saw in the St. Thomas game. And we have a whistle for what?
Time off. Sub.
Sub, and I think that's going to be for blood if you look at the left side of Titan's shorts there. A little red. I'm guessing he's got something on his hand or his arm. He's got to get that cleaned up for the trainer. By the trainer, and the blood sub can come back on once he gets cleaned up.
Henry Dittman, though, coming in, subbing in for him. A very good and solid substitution here. Henry may not be as big as Titan, but he is definitely shifty, and he has contributed a lot to the B side.
Yeah, Henry's a junior. Certainly he's going to need to play a big piece of the big role next year. As La Salette loses the scrum. Very nice spiral kick. Goes back to Connor, who sends it the other way.
And it's down deep. Rolled into
Beautiful
touch.
kick. Touched by St. James, and it goes out.
Right in front. Looking for a quick throw.
St. James, they elect to go quick.
Sir
says, let's blow it up.
It seems like whenever there's a quick throw, if you wait too long before, then you can't throw it in. Is there like a time limit or?
No. Well, if the other team gets there, then you don't want to do it. What actually happened here was the ref
has to go backwards and 5 meters in.
This might be a question for the old rule book.
No. I thought for a moment he called the scrum, but no, he's going to do a full line out.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was actually a 50-22, and what was that? Oh, the ref's going to talk to them. Something went wrong with that line out. That was a 50-22, Eli. He kicked it. He punted it from behind the 50-yard line, and it went out inside the 22, but also it went out off of the St. James player, so that's why it's our line out as well. So it's like it's doubly our line out.
That was a really good kick by Connor.
Yeah,
and a good bounce.
And into the wind.
It was good placement, too.
Very nice. Yeah, it looks like Connor is playing fullback, and looks like we got Eamon outside. All right, secured. I'm not sure what we're doing here.
McQuillan passes it out to Liam Bence.
Here comes to Lewis Dittman.
Lewis Dittman hammers himself inside.
Quick ruck, and the ball comes out. Fits. Bence.
Connor Hanlon.
Nice tackle.
Good team tackle there.
It's a very good choke tackle to keep him from falling in.
The goal line defense.
Yeah.
It's the hardest defense to penetrate. Kenny Stevens tries to get in. To Liam Bence out. It's good skip pass to Lewis Dittman, who takes it in for an easy try.
Yeah, all those forward crashes from Simmons, their defense was entirely sucked in. I think we had 3 guys out there, all of whom could have scored. Nice vision from Liam Bence to get that out.
There's good crashing by the forwards too, second in the defense. Because all the St. James were worried about was all the forwards crashing in, because that's how we scored the first time. So they were blindsided to the backs, who were wide open.
Looks like Connor forgot that he's kicking. Usually that's Daniel Sullivan's area of expertise, but he's not. He's coming off the bench in this game. We're moving some people around to get him some experience in different positions. It's really one of the big values of a tournament like this. So we come down here, and each of our two sides each gets 3 games, and it really allows the coaches to move guys into different positions, to work on some chemistry stuff, to try some new stuff, and really have a look at stuff that maybe you wouldn't do, when it's in an in-season game that really counts for your standings, and certainly not in the playoffs.
Conversion is good. We have a score of La Salette 12 and St. James 0 with about 11 minutes left to go in the first half.
Halfway through the first half, La Salette's put 2 across. I think we like what we see so far.
Indeed. Especially with about half the time gone.
Welcome back all of the returning.
That could be a good high-scoring
doing
game
good
for La Salette if they keep it up.
Hope one day your sons will be playing for
Just
us.
the one danger when you do score a lot is going lax. As we saw in the St. Ignatius game, St. Ignatius did put up a pounding in the first half to La Salette, but then in the second half, La Salette outscored them 21-5. We did lose by 10, but we still had a way better second half than St. Ignatius did. So that is one thing to be aware of and cautious of.
As Lewis Hitman turns the ball over here. I didn't see what exactly happened, but he lost it into contact, and St. James is able to recover. And now they're coming out, crashing it with their forwards. Their prop goes into contact. I'd like to see him get out to their backs where La Salette can get a poach. Oh, instead here comes the counter ruck, and the ball's out.
Good push.
Got some blood in the water here. St. James recovers. Oh, and there it is. They got it.
That's a high tackle.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Good counter-rucking.
Oh, and Fitz is attacking. This was the play that should have scored against St. James. Sorry, against St. Thomas. Offloads to Toby. Offloads to Henry. Cuts it back in. He gets hit hard, but he keeps possession. Ruck is sealed.
Liam Mentz.
He's got a chip. It was a great idea. Put it a little bit in front of that guy, but you see even he's picked up 25 meters right there. And now they're back in their own end. Penalty on us. What do we got?
Looks like diving in.
Coming in from the side at the ruck.
Coming in from the side.
You must approach the ruck.
Now St. James will kick.
In the line of the field, in the same direction as the line of the field, directly over the ball.
Around the 41.
Connor was a little bit far back there. He needs to protect the line a little closer to the kicker. And St. James will try their line out again. Their last line out didn't go very well, so we'll see. Maybe the Lions have a chance to steal another one here.
And it's coming away, and La Salette does steal it.
Goes Peter. Peter attacking. Oh, and he tucks it. Nice offload. Very well played. Eamon gets it, cuts back in.
Referee says play on.
And we got them all going. All right, and he goes to ground. Here we go.
Back to the backs. A skip pass.
Way outside. Little chip
a nice
to go.
kick.
And St. James able to recover, but gets tackled back in their own end.
Gabe Staffke.
Over, but St. James able to recover, able to.
That's a good kick, even though he didn't score, didn't get possession. Still, if you see, they're inside their own 10. And there goes a kick. That kick's going to stay in. There it goes to Bentz. Attacking outside.
To Fitzpatrick. He cuts to the middle. He cuts back to the outside. Pushes one away. And drops one right in the middle of the try zone.
Puts it down between the posts.
Very good run by William Fitzpatrick.
That try, I would say, was actually started by Gabe's chip kick. So he chipped it up, and he put enough under it so that by the time the St. James player caught it, he was there to make the tackle. They're stuck in their own 10. They got to kick out, and then Bentz is able to field it, attack the opposite side of the field. Very nice ball movement out. And Fitz had another guy outside of him. He still could have passed another one for the try in the corner, but the defense never tackled him, and so he wisely took what they gave him. And Connor Hanlon goes for his third kick of the day. He's made one, missed one. This one's right in front of the post, so the wind should not be too much of a factor. I think, Eli, we like what we see from the Lions so far.
We do. These are the Lions that we remember from last year, the ones we know and love.
Conversion is good, and we have
Who are able to find those holes, exploit, make good plays.
Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit of a,
St. James to kick
I
off
don't want to say a
again.
get-right game because we haven't really been,
First half.
we've just been playing tougher opponents, but we are on a 2-game losing streak with close losses to 2 top 10 teams in the country, which is really, that's the type of competition we want to be playing. But sometimes it's nice to, have a game that's a little bit easier. You're able to have a little less pressure to try to execute some of the things you're trying to get better at, and just to, to get that team flow back, as I know you know from basketball.
And Lewis Sitman goes to catch it. He's brought down immediately, but a good ruck over by La Salette.
La Salette feels the ball cleanly, starts running their phases.
Ridiculous Nicholas plows right through. Now to McQuillan. Now, so there's a good defense here from St. James.
Well, here comes another kick. Eamon Martin.
Another chip over.
Wasn't really able to get a hand on it.
By 22 with a lot of
It was a
pressure.
good look.
They hold on to the ball.
He's about 2 feet away from connecting on that. Here comes the counter ruck.
And Titus Mars is still in. Thomas Steele goes to ground. And it's in to touch. Good
Very
double
good job
tackle.
very good job by Titan
And St. James
and Gerard.
takes the ball into touch.
That's a turnover.
We have a line out to La Salette.
Yeah, going out of bounds is as bad as a knock-on. You got to stay in.
And now I found out which number Charles Green is. He is the hooker, number 2.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Charles Green has spent a year with us in 8th grade, right?
Yes,
2
he
years
did.
back? Yeah, we were sorry to see him go.
Looks like the sir is explaining some things in the line out to make sure everything is safe.
Yeah, he's been having a few conversations there, hasn't he?
A good fake. William Fitzpatrick gets in, but he goes a bit over.
Oh, ball thrown in.
But Ryland Todd gets it.
Holds on to it.
Peter Agbat with some good rucking. Now the back's turn. Bit of a fumble there. Was picked up by Braden Wall at prop.
Nice offload to Eamon.
Good offload by La Salette.
Eamon was looking for someone to offload it to, but there was no one there. And here it comes.
La Salette has
Ryland.
been offloading a lot more.
Dittman in the open field. Takes 2 guys to bring him down. Good ruck. Possession secure. I really like that. The offload, playing with some flair. Oh, we're going to get a kick here. Here comes the penalty advantage. Up in the grub kick.
Ball
And we're back.
down, but it looks like we have a penalty.
Offsides.
Offside.
So you see the ref's hand go up 45 degrees, and then he
Offside to the
points.
left.
He lets play
La Salette elects to go quick.
continue. He lets play continue. And if
asks
it
that the
doesn't
player
work in
go
La
through the
Salette's
marking
favor,
set.
he'll bring it back to
Player
the spot of the penalty. And so you'll usually see the fly half will take a kick and do a riskier play because he's getting a redo anyways. It's similar to in football when they call offsides and the quarterback gets a free play. He'll
So La Salette kicks the touch. It will be their line out.
send it down there up for grabs and try to make something happen.
Looks to me like the offsides call. Defensive player has to be behind the last foot of the man in their ruck.
So it's going to be a La Salette line out. Titus Mars will be throwing. There's been quite a few lineouts this game. Some good kicks to touch from Liam Bentz. It is his first time playing this position this year, so. And Fitzpatrick's back in the line out. Kenny Simmons takes the middle as Gerard Nienaber and others go to ruck over.
That was Gabe Staffke attacking outside, back into Dittman. Nice, like that nice quick little pass from Marcel. Keep the ball moving, keep the defense guessing. Got a diving in on the ruck clearance on La Salette.
Over in the ruck. St. James should be able to relieve the
Goes
pressure.
really close to that to our try zone. Very unfortunate, unlucky event.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy. I'd like to see them execute that better.
Good kick into touch. We will have a line out to St. James.
Yeah, St. James will have another line out. So far, I don't think they've won a single one. But we'll see how they do with this one. First one was just a miscalculation on the throw. And the second one, La Salette was able to get a hand on it and stole it. But we'll see how they do here.
Coming down into the final minute or two, and it's stolen again. Kenny Simmons takes it. Let's see what La Salette can do.
It's good to see that Kenny was ready for that.
Got a crash from Ryland. Oh, the ruck support is there. Ball comes out.
Gabriel Staffke dragged down by his jersey. Was out quick from Liam Bentz.
Here's Heyman back inside. Well played. There was nothing out there, so we moved it back in. Smart play.
Liam Bentz.
And there
quick
it
kick.
Is. This could be trouble for St. James. And there it goes. He falls on it.
Gabe's able to get there.
Not releasing.
And La Salette gets the penalty.
And they're going to quick tap this and score.
It's like holding on to the ball. Oh.
A good kick by Liam Bentz.
And there's a yellow card from number 19. I'm going to guess it was something that he said.
Sir pulls out the yellow card. La Salette, and he marches out an additional 10.
The yellow card gives La Salette another 10 meters.
10 meters from the penalty before the defense can go forward.
La Salette's forwards looking to score here. Lewis Dittman.
Connor. Nice pass.
And Martin
is in for the
swings
try.
it to the try zone.
And try La Salette in the corner.
Very quick hands from Connor Hanlon. You saw he didn't even hardly touch the ball.
Remind you that the referee keeps the official time score.
Just popped it over with two hands.
Connor Hanlon right now is 66% for his kicks, 2 for 3.
And he's got a tough one from the side here, same place he missed his first one.
He's got the wind against him, completely against him here.
Maybe he'll shade his kick a bit more to the right post so that if the wind does make it drift, it floats through. But we'll see. Yeah, I think it was Connor Hanlon who took that pass. It was looked like the fullback on England, George Ford in the Six Nations. He had the same type of last week, same type of play where the ball's coming to him and he's about to get tackled, so he doesn't even catch the ball. He just, like, with his fingertips, just like taps it past him. Like, doesn't even catch it, just taps it to the next guy, like lightning quick ball outside. And Eamon's able to get the try.
Kind of reminds me of Larry Bird would do that as well. He'd pass to him, he's like off his fingertips in a whole different direction and gets to an open guy.
Yeah, little tip pass.
And Connor strikes one
he does
through.
just that.
75%, and that's half.
Taking the wind into account. Gets to go right down the middle. All right, Eli, well, what did you see that first half that you liked?
I really liked how they're using the backs more, and they're exploiting
I'd like to thank
their skip passes, how they're skipping the passes over. I also like how they're using the kick more, getting the ball down the field, and forcing penalties because this team is less experienced, and they're taking advantage of that.
Yeah, so what's your comment there? You started with by comparing it to last game, and I think that's exactly what the Lions need to be doing. We've talked about this already, but a tournament like this, bunch of games in a row. Of course, you're playing to win, but at a tournament like this, which is the games are friendlies, don't count for any standings or anything. You're really playing to get better, and you want to be making sure that you're adjusting, you're trying different things, and also especially that you're improving the things that you didn't do well. And we saw against St. Thomas, the ball didn't quite go out to the backs that much. Our offense was kind of stifled. We, put up a goose egg, and we see them making that adjustment this game, so that's really good to see. It looks like we've got about 4 minutes for halftime, quick halftime in the short game. So
we'll see
we'll take a quick break.
We'll see you at the beginning of the second half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this second half of Notre Dame La Salette Rugby here at the SLUH Tournament. Right now the score is 26-0, and I'm back with Father Carlisle. Father Carlisle, how do you think the first half went?
I think it went well. Clearly, not as high caliber of an opponent as St. Thomas Aquinas, so a little bit of a different sort of game. But what you like to see in these games is, rather than just the whole thing breaking down and guys just, running for tries, you want to see, trying to execute our structure, trying to execute our game plan, moving the ball like we would, against a tougher opponent so that we're getting better, while also, of course, having success and winning. So in that sense, I think it's gone really well. We'll have the win this half, so we'll see certainly some more kicking.
Here we go with La Salette.
And we're off. Liam Bentz with the kickoff. Kicking to St. James, up 26-0.
Sir, counting the players, make sure that there's not too many or not too less. There's the whistle for time on, and we're underway. Kicks to the left. Couple missed tackles there, but Nick Keller was able to pull him down. Kind of stuck inside. And yes.
Not rolling away.
And we have a penalty.
Nicholas Keller was trying to get out.
Looks like
but
did not roll away after the tackle.
He's trying to get out, but it seems like he couldn't.
That's a good poach there if he can roll away, but he didn't. So, and St. James opts to just crash it.
Good hard run and a good hard hit from Lewis Stittman.
And La Salette poaches.
Nick Kellerman redeems himself with the poach.
Holding on to the
Very
ball
nice play
on the
from Nick
ground.
Kellerman.
Once again, the player has no
Liam Bentz opts to kick the touch. It's high. We'll go out. It bounces in. Tip back from Aiden Martin. And Braden Wall takes it to the middle for a try.
And score beneath the post.
Well,
Now that was a mistake. That was worth mistaking.
That was pretty. So Liam Bentz doesn't get the ball to touch, and the ball bounces, and the St. James wing did not take it, and Eamon jumped up and tipped it back to Braden, who was then wide open.
That's field vision.
Yeah, it's well played. Once that ball hits the ground, anything can happen, and the team who's running onto it is the team with the advantage. So that wing was really, as soon as he didn't field that ball the first time when it came down, he was in some trouble. Connor Hanlon lines up his 5th kick of the match. Currently 3 for 4. Straight down the pipe. Now 4 for 5.
Conversion is good, and we have a score.
He is 80% now.
He's hit 4 straight since missing the first one.
First one was also kind of hard. He misjudged the wind a bit. But now I think he's got it under control.
Speaking of hard, I must say, as we get away from Gordon, our touch judge, I will say broadcasting with the loudspeaker here is certainly a unique challenge. We're up here on top of the SLUH press box with a nice brisk wind, but the sun is offsetting that a little bit. We've got about mid-50s with a bit of a wind. Great weather for the players. A little bit cold for the fans, but the sun is out. And so far, the rugby has been good. Watch out with the high tackle there.
And Martin ducks underneath an arm. A no-look bounce pass.
To Nick. And we got an advantage. Here comes the punt from Bentz.
And they're trying a little something.
Kicks over, fielded easily by 23.
And they go back to the advantage. High tackle.
Have a high tackle. Penalty to La Salette.
Now we can see what Liam Bentz is going to try and do. Looks like he's going to kick the touch.
Nope.
They quick tapped.
Uh-huh.
Dan knocks it on.
Pass a little hot for knee neighbor.
Knee neighbor knocks it off his knee, I think. But that's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. This is like the first knock this game from La Salette. So there's been good hands this entire game, even though there has been a lot of bad passes. that are low. They were able to get their hands on it.
To St. James at about midfield.
Theodore Carlisle in for wing.
Looks like he's replacing Eamon.
Eamon's playing a center position, I think, playing 13. Marcel Lefebvre back at wing, and Connor Hanlon is playing fullback.
Oh, Sebastian Cook is in the game as well.
Oh, scratch. And Theo Carlisle gets his first tackle of the game.
And feeling the
Not rolling away.
Like the last left player kept going.
Eamon's at outside center.
Sebastian Cook will be playing flanker, which is definitely his specialty. He is a vicious tackler.
You are allowed to go for the ball before the ruck is formed, but once it is formed, you're only allowed to use your feet.
And that'll be a St. James lineout. Right now they are 0 for 3 with lineouts. Hasn't really been too hot, but you'll see how they do in this one. La Salette ready for a mistake.
Line out to St. James.
And it's good.
Insert the little guy up, one guy up the middle. Oh.
And Titus Marza brilliantly tackles him out of bounds.
Taking into touch. La Salette takes him into touch. We have a line out to La Salette.
So La Salette here, they're inside their own 22, down around their own 10-meter line. So here you're looking to win the line out, get it out to the fly half or the fullback, and kick. When you're this close to your try line, what you want is to get some breathing room. Kellerman takes it in, and he goes back.
Liam kicks it nice and high. And the chase. Marcelo Fed goes in for the tackle. Well, switches targets as the ball goes.
Very well played by Marcel. He got off the first tackle and into the second one.
And a good team tackle.
By St. James, trying to run through some phases here.
Thomas Steele gets it to their number 1. Now it's a forward crashing game. St. James hasn't really had the ball a lot this game, so it's kind of new to see what they're going to do with it.
Try going out to the backs, but it only gets to the 15, and he cuts it back in.
They're definitely doing a lot of forward crashes, which is what we saw in the St. Thomas Aquinas game.
Penalty, and St. James decides to quick tap.
Ocelot not rolling away at the tackle, get called for the penalty. St. James quick tap, gets about 10 meters, then is stopped cold. And they're threatening for the first time this game. Eamon looks like he might have taken the ball, and he did.
Way to go, Eamon Martin.
Liam Bentz gets in there. Looks like we're going to have a
box kick. And the ref comes.
Like the ball wasn't coming out of the ruck, and the Sir awarded the ball to the team that brought it in. Sometimes a ruck just gets kind of fouled up. It's not coming out, and the Sir's just going to restart it with the scrum.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
I think Liam Bentz might have taken too long there to get the ball out. It was very long.
He must have issued a warning. Because the ref will say, he'll say use it, which means you have a couple seconds to get the pass off. And they were trying to build on the back of that ruck there at Rucker so that it gives the kicker some distance from the oncoming defenders. It looks like they took a little bit too long to execute that, and so he calls the scrum for St. James. And St. James with a nice chance to get into the try zone here.
8-man pick.
Another pick on the weak side.
Nice he's brought down. Good tackle by the other 8-man, Titan Esparza.
Well defended. Held up.
The try is held up.
Looks like the ball was held up in.
Held up means, for all those who don't know, because Mr. Wilson asked me what does held up mean one time afterwards after I said it was held up during a game. So I will explain it now. Held up is when
he didn't hold it up. He changed. He didn't call for a try, but
yellow card. Wait.
He called a. Did he do a yellow card?
He was holding up something.
A little confused here about what's happening. Well, at any rate, they score the try. Number 3 barrels it in. La Salette was not getting low in their tackles, not getting a good defensive line near to the ruck. And he was able to run over the defender, place it in for their first points of the game.
In any case, even though it wasn't held up, but a held-up try means that, so in order for a try to be scored, the ball has to touch the ground in the try zone. So if somebody could get their hand or body underneath the ball, between the ball and the ground, then it's considered held up and there's no tries scored. And the other team is awarded the ball.
Yeah, I'd like to see La Salette tighten up their defense here. That was not winning rugby there. You got to. That was the problem from the St. Thomas game, coming back a little bit, where even when we do make the tackle, we're still getting driven back 5 or 10 meters. You need to stiffen it up, do some double tackles, drive people.
And another penalty.
Once again,
looks like
penalized at the breakdown.
Looks like not rolling away, and it seems like St. James will try to kick it into touch. And they do. We also want to say thank you to the families of St. Louis for their hospitality and cooking the food for breakfast and dinner, and also letting us sleep in Queen of the Holy Rosary Academy.
Yeah, second time in 2 weeks. That's a lot of hungry stomachs to fill. That takes a lot of generosity to to commit to feeding hungry rugby players on multiple weekends. So yes, thank you to the families here, and thank you to Father McDonald, for letting us sleep in the school.
And a nice good tackle there by Gerard Nienaber. Seems like St. James didn't really know what to do there. La Salette catches on. Braden Wall pulls down one of their centers. Now St. James is pounding it in again with their forwards because they do have a size advantage.
There we go. That's what you want to see. 2 guys on that guy and bring him down.
So McQuillan and Kenny.
Oh, nice hit from Ryland. Or is that a Sparza?
Tighten to Sparza.
Sparza, yeah. Yeah, the La Salette, see, that's that active tackle. We just gained 15 meters by tackling.
Playing offense on defense.
Comes the kick. Connor lets it bounce right to him. Got the favorable bounce.
Looks like they had an advantage.
For not rolling away again.
This is really going to be killing La Salette.
And see what's happened here is clearly that the ref has keyed in on this issue, and he's gonna keep calling it until La Salette stops. And maybe he's calling it tighter than he would have if it wasn't a problem, but nonetheless, as a player, you got to make that adjustment.
So they kick the touch. They line out right around the 46-yard line.
Another substitution. Henry Dittman comes in for Gerard Nienaber. La Salette's bench is almost emptied. Gerard gets a handshake from the coaches, a pat on the back for his good work today.
Looks like there's a little bit of a break there. Seems like La Salette is trying to work on more passive tackles. Looks like they're just trying to avoid the contact, but they're trying to straddle on like a bucking bronco.
Yeah, they managed to get him out of bounds there. So it'll be La Salette ball. See if we can get it out to the backs and do some damage.
Titan Esparza throwing it in. The big man from New Mexico, Silver City.
Bobbles around, but he calls it a knock-on us.
Knocked forward.
It'll be scrum to St. James.
Charles Green, very enthusiastic in getting into his hooker
The
position.
ball was not thrown in straight through the tunnel in the lineup, so
Seems like in the scrums they're having a good time. I saw some fist bumps going around in an earlier scrum. Now, the things that you don't see when you're watching it, that you don't see when you're playing it. I remember when I was playing my freshman year in the scrums, they're always, cracking jokes or making just weird noises or whatever. But it was always a really light mood. Never really,
eight-man pick. Ball gets
really positive, really good atmosphere.
went backwards. St. James able to hold on to it.
And now St. J's taking it around. A bit of a fumble there, but they're able to recover and to get it back to their forward, who drops it, kind of kicks it forward, and there's advantage.
There goes Titan down the side. Oh, he has a chip to him, kick to himself.
Marcel Lefebvre with the tackle. Looks like advantage expired.
You don't often see a forward with a grub kick.
Titan Esparza did play soccer before he came to La Salette, and a lot of our forwards have before. So
and here they go outside.
He finds the hole. He takes it down the middle with his rocket speed and turns on the afterburners and scores the try.
After the ball had already been placed.
A beautiful find there from Willie Fitzpatrick. He can find those holes very well.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Sometimes these games can just devolve a bit. It's like when you're, playing pickup basketball and it just turns into fast break layups back and forth because no one's playing defense. You obviously take what the other team gives you, but the purpose is really to get better. So that was a good read on a quick tap. But we would like to see, before this game ends, firstly, to stop with the penalties that we keep getting called for on defense, the not rolling away.
Right.
But then also, to work it out to the back line, see if we can get some continuity in our offense. The second half, credit to St. James, they've possessed the ball for a lot of it.
They have.
And that's really slowed down La Salette's attack.
And Connor Hanlon successfully puts a ball into a tree and makes the kick at the same time.
Puts him at 5 for 6. 6 tries, 5 conversions, puts us at 40-7 with a little over 5 minutes remaining.
And for all those who like percentages, I'm very slow with the calculator. 83%.
He's recovered nicely from his first missed kick.
He has.
I don't know. Daniel Sullivan might be out of a job if he keeps kicking like this.
Well, it's also been good that his teammates have been putting the ball. Seems at least 3 or 4 of his kicks, they placed the ball right in front of the uprights for him.
Certainly helps.
A good place to kick.
St. James to kick off to La Salette.
Yeah, St. James is kicking off here.
High and short.
Braden Wall calls it off.
Takes it. And he's down. All right.
Fitzpatrick gets it to the pod. Peter Agbat-Perone cuts inside and breaks the tackle. Pumping those legs hard. A good pickup on Willie Fitzpatrick as the ball was out. And Lewis Sittman goes to kick.
Over his head. Oh, it bounces up nicely for him.
Marcel
and he's in
Lefebvre.
trouble if Marcel can take him down.
Marcel Lefebvre grabs hold of the stiff arm that was meant for his face.
He's going to get Lewis for a high tackle there. Advantage to St. James.
Penalty once again. Looks like
Not releasing the tackler.
roll away from the tackle.
Called Peter for not releasing. So if you have your arms around the guy and you bring him to the ground and you don't go to the ground yourself, you have to release him for a second before you come back in for the poach.
We have another kick to touch.
If you're tackling someone and their knee hits the ground, then you have to release them. You have to let them go to ground and place the ball.
And it'll be a lineup for St. James. Now, St. James has actually won one of their lineouts. I think they're 1 for 4 now. So maybe they can start a streak
Oh, a little fancy.
And they have them running in.
Nicely done.
Do they keep it in bounds? Now St. James.
Now they're rumbling with their forwards. Tighten Esparza. Makes a tackle. And they're back out to the backs. Now their 10 looks like he didn't really know where to pass it. A bit hesitant there. And La Salette still trying to counter ruck.
There we go. Getting more tackles on that guy. And we're not rolling away again. We got a penalty advantage to St. James.
It's either La Salette is really bad at rolling away or St. James is really good at sitting on them when they get tackled.
There it is. No advantage gained.
Looks like we had
Oh, he called a high tackle.
Call was high tackle.
Oh, okay.
So it's playing a long advantage. So St. James.
Well, at least it wasn't that same thing that was giving him problems up until this point. Really like to see them
That's a good kick for touch.
stop committing those penalties.
2.5 minutes left in the game.
About 3 minutes left. And since St. James is having better luck with their lineouts, we'll see they'll probably, if they win this one, they'll put them in good position right in front of the try zone. La Salette will have to work their goal line defense. And they go try to maul.
Nice maul from St. James. See, they got the ball at the back there. Gonna make some progress, and they'll
St.
pull it.
James running with the ball, and looks like ball's down, ready for a little ruck.
Oh, and we're going to get an offsides penalty on Toby there. Advantage again. There it comes.
Working out with their backs a bit.
Still advantage for St. James.
And they're trying to get out of the rucks against their forwards again because their forwards are their strong suit.
No advantage gained.
Have a penalty.
Offsides.
To St. James. They quick tap.
And they're going in. A good hit. Kenny Simmons.
We got another penalty.
Looks like time off. He's going to talk.
So he's bringing.
We might get a card here.
Have a little conversation.
Yep. For Titan.
Like we have a yellow card.
My guess is that he went into contact without wrapping. It looked like another guy had it wrapped, had the player wrapped, and he came in with his shoulder.
Yeah, that might be it. Because unlike football, you're not allowed to hit with your shoulder. You have to wrap your arms around the opposite player.
All right, let's see if we can hold this up here. That's nice. Yeah, held up. Yes.
Yes, it is held up.
And the ball is held up.
Good play.
In the try zone. La Salette.
Oh, and the ref stops play for an injury. A little slow to get up.
Please wait for me before you do
Pence
anything.
has the ball. He's going to take a drop kick from his own try zone.
He's with
La
the
Salette
win.
chases.
Ties back on.
Nice kick.
A nice deep drop kick.
Clears the fullback and gets a good bounce.
That drops out of the.
Henry Dittman running up very fast.
It goes to
Yeah, here's
Betts.
Liam Betts. They have
There's
a
little
chip kick.
himself. Bounces
gets
back
it.
to him.
And he goes in.
And a kick in the middle. And
Thomas Steele could get a hand on him, and he scores a try right in the middle. What a play from Liam Bentz, taking advantage.
Yeah, so firstly, very nice drop kick that I would say that that drop kick went about 50 meters with the wind. He
And it
clicked from his own
bounced.
try. Yeah, it went out past the 50. And then then when he kicked it back, that's the danger of the kicking game, is that it opens everything up. And so when he returned the kick, it went right to Liam. Everybody stayed on sides, and he took the sideline. Really nice chip to himself. He got a nice bounce right back into his chest, and he still had a guy outside of him here again, but they didn't tackle him, so he was able to take it all the way in himself. Fun play. And Connor Hanlon finishes the game. The ref calls full time.
Is good. And
Connor
we have the
Hanlon
final
finishes
of
86% with
7,
kicks.
St. James 7.
6 for 7.
Thank you both teams for the game
And
today.
final score 47-7. Lost Salette wins by 40
Next up,
points here.
At what time? At 2:30,
And it seems
we
like
have St. Thomas Aquinas versus St.
St. James
I'll be here.
also did put up a fight.
We'll be here on the clock.
Yeah, St. James really they started keeping possession a lot in the second half and definitely gave the Lions some things to look at on film and to rectify. Tackling in close to the ruck, and also all those rolling away penalties. They did move away from him towards the end, but still, that's something you'd like to clean up in game and not get called for quite so many. Before we go here, Eli, I do just want to say thank you to all of our crew members here. There are our 8 guys who take care of the equipment. They do the managing for the games. The media crew, of course, bringing you this live stream and this broadcast, filming all these games. And then, also specifically the broadcasters. You're the only one here today. Malachi's back. A number of our crew members had to stay back at La Salette in order to serve and to sing for the Palm Sunday ceremonies tomorrow. The rugby team will be attending those at the St. Louis Parish and then playing at noon. So thank you. Thank you to all of you guys. Eli, you, Tom Staffke, Ian Fahey, Gordon Bornos, and John Corner are over on the bench, moving all the equipment in the waters for these teams back and forth, and taking care of what needs to be done. So thank you guys for that and all your hard work.
And thank you, Father, for stepping in.
That's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Broadcasting with you today.
And I am now I'm headed off to Kingsford Heights now. So you'll be with Coach Vitry for the JV game. Good luck with that, and good luck with the games tomorrow.
And thank you, Father. We'll see you at the B-side game if you show up, but if not, well, until the next varsity game, farewell.